First, you want to get your car up on a ramp, or get your car up in the air, or whatever you're using, either on jack stands or these type of ramps.
Okay, so once you got the hood popped, go right here next to the battery, pull out your dipstick, because you want to allow the air to flow through and the fluid to drain out the bottom more easily. You just set that aside. And the fluid that we're using is the Honda Genuine ATF DW1. That's the good stuff right there. So now we got to go underneath and drain it out. Okay, so for this part, now we're at the drain plug. It's right here close to the oil pan near the front, and it faces sideways like this. It uses a 3/8 ratchet. It's gonna pop it in there, and the bolt might be pretty tight. You might need to even use a breaker bar, but in this case we're okay. Loosen it with the ratchet, and then since it faces sideways like this, it's gonna want to shoot out when you take the plug off. So you gotta be careful. Make a big old mess. Let's see. There we go. That wasn't too bad. Oh, is that a magnetic? Are we still filming? Okay, so what we got the drain plug out with was just a typical 3/8 ratchet, but this, you can't put a whole lot of torque behind this. It's kind of short, kind of small. If that bolt is really tight, you might have to use the breaker bar. It's a nice big 1/2-inch breaker, and but then you're gonna have to use an adapter. This is the 1/2-inch to 3/8 adapter. You just pop that sucker on the breaker, and then it'll adapt it to fit into the drain plug. So if you need to get a little more force behind it, it might be what it takes. It's normal for it to be pretty tight. So it's been sitting there for what, how many miles? 100,000? I don't know what else to say. Alright, so before you put the drain plug back in, you want to put a new gasket. It's an aluminum washer basically, and then hand thread that sucker in there. And the recommended spec for this is to torque it to 36 foot-pounds. So set your torque wrench to 36 foot-pounds, and then so just pop it in here. There we go. 36. You're all set. Okay, so now we're at the part where we're gonna refill it. We got our nice little funnel that winds around and goes down in there because it's underneath the radiator hose and next to the battery, so it's kind of tight fit. But now we're gonna, the spec on this is it's supposed to be a refill of 3.1 quarts. We're gonna just be on the safe side, put about 2.5 quarts, and we're using that ATF DW1. So we're gonna put about 2.5 to be safe, and then we're gonna get the car level, run it, shift it through the gears, and check it, and then we'll add more as needed. This is pretty watery. Okay, so when you add transmission fluid and you want to recheck the level, it's a good idea to shift it through the gears because you need to get that new fluid circulating through the system. So shift it into reverse, shift into drive, shift it back to park, and that's where you want it when you're checking. So we'll do that now. Alright, so we want to check the level now. We want to check, make sure it's between the two dots. But as you can see, it's a little bit low. It just reaches the very end of the dipstick, so we're going to add some, run through the gears again, and recheck. Ooh, there we go. Right at the top. Looks good.